2050, and human has been struck by virus through the implant inside their bodies. Be one that survived and escaped the outbreak. This is Omicron Protocol board game. What is it about?
In this video, we will show you a preview for this game, and stay tuned till the end so you can decide whether or not the game is for you. Coming up. Hi, it's Tarrant.
And Stella from Meeple University. We bring you a variety of quality board game videos.
In this video, we're going to show you a Kickstarter preview for Omicron Protocol, a game from Brendan Kendrick and Bernie Lynn and published by Dead Alive Games.
Let's get to the table.
To be released in 2019 via Kickstarter, Omicron Protocol is a tactical, miniature-based skirmish game set in the midst of the techno-viral apocalypse. It was designed by Brendan Kendrick and Bernie Lynn and published by Dead Alive Games. The game is a duel between two players, but since each player controls multiple characters, it can accommodate a higher player count by splitting into teams. It has an estimated duration of 45 to 75 minutes and is of medium complexity. In this video, we're showing you a prototype copy of the game, so the art, rules and components may not be final. In particular, in some of the areas we'll be demonstrating with standees, but you'll also be able to see here some prototypes of some of the minis which are being designed for the final game. Omicron Protocol is an intra-apocalyptic game set in the collapsing city of San Lazaro. Millions have died from virus, and many that remain are randomly violent owing to their defective cybermimetic implants. As these cybermimetic sociopaths, or Sims, run wild, each player controls a small band of 4 survivors doing their best to escape. Players will gain points by knocking out Sims, knocking out each other, and completing objectives specific to the scenario, and the player or team which scores the most victory points wins the game. In each round, each player or team has either 8 or 9 action points to play with, and these are to be shared among that player's 4 characters. Each side then alternates, activating one character at a time until all of the characters have been activated once for the round. When a character is activated, it may move once, either doing its shorter walking move for free or doing its longer running move for 1 action point. And the character may spend an action point in order to attack an enemy, forage for helpful cards, heal either itself or an adjacent ally, or perform character or scenario specific abilities. Some characters have ranged attack, which require line of sight to the enemy, ranged attacks into crowds of minis or at enemies who are covered behind terrain will come with a disadvantage, and enemies are granted attacks of opportunity when a player tries to move away or perform other actions when engaged with an adjacent enemy. Battles in the game are resolved using a roll of dice and a menu of outcomes. When attacking, a player rolls a number of dice equal to his or her attack value. Each die which meets or exceeds the enemy's dexterity value counts as a hit result. For example, this here would count as 4 hit results for Bolt against Seeker. Hit results are then spent on damage and effects based on the attacker's card. Here, for example, in a ranged attack, 2 of those 4 hit results could be spent dealing 2 damage, and the other 2 could be spent on a sidestep. Alternatively, 3 of the hit results could be spent on 3 damage, and the 4th could be left over. Leftover dice, if they meet or exceed the character's luck value, can be converted into a luck token, which the player can collect and then use later to manipulate a die roll up or down by 1. But players cannot spend hit results on damage more than 1 time in each attack. Sims require 3 damage at once, or to be stunned twice in order to defeat them, while characters need to be depleted of their health. There is no elimination of characters in the game. A knocked out character will return with half health, but is limited in what it can do for the next round, and it will score a point for its opponent. Any action in the game which thematically uses technology will produce electromagnetic noise, which is tracked for each character using dice, and thematically this attracts the cybernetically enhanced sims. After a character has activated, any sims within its electromagnetic noise range, in this case it's anything within 4 hexes, will move towards the character, and then attack an adjacent character, even if it's not the noisy one. These sims are controlled by the inactive player rather than an AI, and so generating a lot of noise with your own characters gives your opponent the ability to tactically manipulate sims into making your game difficult. After all characters are activated in a round, more sims will arrive from these spawn points and start to attack, depending on the amount of electromagnetic noise made during that round. And so within just a few rounds you could be swimming in sims and focus more on survival than on the scenario. Players gain 1 point for knocking out an opponent, for knocking out 5 sims among all of his or her characters, and points for the scenario objectives. In the first scenario, for example, you will score points by knocking out a sims, taking its cybernetic data, and then uploading it into the central computer. While in the second scenario, you'll score points by delivering supplies around the board, and the game will come with many more scenario options than these. Once the scenario's endgame condition is triggered, one more round is played, and then the player or team which has scored the most points wins the game.
And that's the overview of Omicron Protocol. We hope that you enjoyed the video and we hope that it helps you.
At the time of filming, Omicron Protocol is about to be launched on Kickstarter, and we'll put the link in the description below when it's live so you can check that out.
If you enjoyed this video, please let us know by hitting the like button. Write your questions or feedback in the comment sections below. You can also join our Facebook group, Meeple University Community, to share your love for board games.
And finally, if you'd like to be among the first notified of what's new from us, please consider subscribing to our channel. You can click on that Meeple up in the corner there to do so, and do hit the bell to be notified of our new videos.
Until next time!